My dear brother, my dear sister, please, before you scroll, just sit with me for a moment. Because something has been happening inside you that you haven't understood. And if you click away now, you will miss the meaning. Your heart has been searching for months, maybe years. You've been feeling heavy lately, tired without reason, restless without explanation, disconnected even around people you love, alive on the outside but quietly drowning on the inside. And you keep asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? Why does my heart feel heavy even on good days? Why do I feel lost even when everything looks fine? My dear one, nothing is wrong with you, nothing at all. In fact, what you are feeling is far more sacred than you realize. And if you stay with me till the end, you will understand something about yourself, your soul, your life, and your destiny that you have never understood before. I promise you, not a single word in this video is random. Not a single sentence is empty. Not a single message is without purpose. You clicked this for a reason. Your heart brought you here. Your soul guided you here. And Allah is about to show you why your entire life has been feeling upside down. So stay with me. Even if your mind wants to leave, even if your finger wants to scroll, even if your heart feels afraid of clarity, stay. Because before this video ends, you will finally understand why the heaviness came, why the loneliness came, why the pressure came, why the tears came, and why Allah allowed your life to break into pieces only so He could build something new. This is not a normal video. This is a mirror, a message, a mercy. And tonight, Allah is about to reveal the part of your journey you couldn't see until now. The heaviness you feel is not what you think. My dear brother, my dear sister, sometimes the heart becomes heavy in ways the mind cannot understand. You wake up in the morning and you feel tired before the day even begins. You sit on your bed with your hands resting on your knees and you stare at the wall, wondering why your chest feels tight even though nothing bad happened today. You walk through your home and everything looks normal, but something inside you feels different. It feels unsettled, as if the heart wants to say something, but doesn't know how. Sometimes your heart carries a weight that even you cannot explain, a pressure you cannot name, a sadness that doesn't come from one place, but from many small, quiet wounds that you never had time to heal. And because you don't understand it, you begin to question yourself. Why am I feeling like this? Why does every little thing feel heavy? Why do I feel this sadness with no reason? Maybe I'm becoming weak. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe something is wrong with my faith. My dear one, please listen to me gently. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not losing faith. You are not losing yourself. You are not losing your strength. What you are feeling is not depression, it is resurrection. It is your soul opening from the inside. It is your heart breaking just enough to let the light enter. Every seed must break before it rises from the soil. Every shell must crack before life comes out. Every heart must feel pressure before it becomes stronger than it has ever been. When Allah brings you to a new chapter, He does not start with comfort. He starts with awakening. He awakens the pain that you buried long ago. He awakens the memories that shaped you silently. He awakens the questions you were too busy to ask. He awakens the wounds you patched but never healed. Awakening feels heavy before it feels healing. You feel tired because your soul is working. You feel slow because your heart is cleansing. You feel quiet because your spirit is listening. You feel emotional because old layers are falling away. You feel confused because Allah is removing the life that no longer matches the future. He has written for you. You may not see it now, but something deep inside you is shifting. Something is moving. Something is reshaping. Something is releasing. Your heart is being prepared for a version of you that you have never met before, and that version cannot be born without this heaviness. Sometimes Allah allows you to feel everything at once so you can finally let go, so you can finally stop pretending, so you can finally stop carrying what was quietly hurting you. The heaviness is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of release. It is the soul saying, I can't carry this anymore. I am ready to let this go. I am ready to heal. I am ready to change. It is your inner world rearranging itself to make space for the person Allah wants you to become. You see, my dear one, you are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not the same person you were a month ago. Even yesterday's version of you does not fully exist today. Growth is happening in places you cannot see. Healing is happening in moments you don't even notice. Energy is shifting even when you feel still. Your tears, your silence, your heavy breathing, your tired smile, your long sujood, your quiet whispers to Allah, all of these are signs of resurrection, because a heart that is dying becomes numb. It feels nothing. It sees nothing. It cares about nothing. But a heart that is awakening feels everything deeply. The heaviness you feel is the weight of old pain leaving your soul. It is the weight of new strength entering your spirit. It is the weight of transformation happening quietly inside you. You think you're overwhelmed, but you're being rebuilt. You think you're losing yourself, but you're finding the real you. You think you're too emotional, but you're finally allowing yourself to feel what you never allowed before. Allah loves you gently. So He wakes you up gently. He doesn't rush you. He doesn't push you. He doesn't shame you. He lets your heart feel exactly what it needs to feel, so you can discover what was buried under silence. This heaviness is not a sign of your weakness. It is a sign of your awakening. Your soul is stretching. Your heart is expanding. Your spirit is rising. You are outgrowing your old life, your old fears, your old habits, your old identity, your old emotional limits. You are stepping out of the version of you that was built by survival and stepping into the version that will be built by purpose. My dear one, you are not sinking. You are surfacing. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. You are not falling behind. You are being prepared. This heaviness you feel is the beginning of the most beautiful transformation your soul has ever experienced. And even though you cannot see it, your heart is already rising. Allah is bringing you back to life. Let me tell you something very softly. So softly that even your tired heart can hear it. This heaviness you feel, this strange weight that sits on your chest, this quiet sadness that follows you even on good days, this sudden tiredness that arrives without warning, it is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your rebirth. You don't notice it yet, but your soul has started to move, to rearrange itself, to open new doors inside you. There are places in your heart that you never visited, places you never allowed yourself to feel, places where old wounds slept quietly, waiting for the right moment to be healed. Right now, Allah is touching those places. He is waking up the parts of you that were silent for too long. He is opening the doors you locked many years ago. He is removing the dust from memories that shaped you in silence. And when the soul wakes up, it feels heavy, very heavy, not because you are broken, but because you are carrying things that were never meant to stay inside you. You see, my dear one, you learned how to survive. You learned how to smile through pain. You learned how to stay strong. Even when your heart was shaking, you learned how to pretend you were okay. While your soul was whispering, I am tired. You became so good at hiding your wounds that even you forgot where they were. But Allah never forgot. Allah knows the exact place where your heart cracked the first time. He knows the exact night when you cried quietly under your blanket because you didn't want anyone to hear. He knows the exact moment when you stopped believing that life could ever feel light again. Allah remembers the pain you learned to ignore, and He loves you too much to let you walk into your future with a heart full of old wounds. That is why the heaviness came, not to punish you, not to scare you, not to break you, but to clean you, to empty you, to soften you, to prepare space inside you for something new, something pure, something beautiful, something you cannot even imagine yet. Sometimes Allah allows heaviness so you finally stop running, so you finally sit down, so you finally listen inward, so you finally say, I need healing. This is not sadness. This is surrender. This is softness returning. This is your heart learning how to feel again, learning how to breathe again, learning how to love again, learning how to rise again. You may not realize this, but right now your heart is opening slowly, gently, like a flower that blooms at night when no one is watching. Your tears today, they are washing the dust from your soul. Your silence today, it is giving your heart time to reorganize itself. Your tiredness today, it is your body saying, let me release what was hurting you. Your heaviness today, it is Allah whispering, my servant, something new is coming. Sometimes Allah makes you feel what you tried to avoid so you can finally let it go. And you will let it go, not all at once, but slowly, softly, piece by piece, breath by breath. Because resurrection is not sudden. It is gentle, it is patient, it is silent, it is beautiful. There will come a moment, not far from now, when you will look at yourself and you will realize that the heaviness you carried was actually opening the door to a stronger, softer, clearer version of you. You will start to feel lightness again, but not the old lightness, a new one, a deeper one, a peaceful one, a lightness that comes from letting go of what wasn't yours, a lightness that comes from embracing who you truly are, a lightness that comes from being held by Allah in your darkest nights. My dear one, you are not weak, you are not failing, you are not losing your mind, you are healing, you are transforming, you are unfolding, you are rising. This heaviness is not your enemy. It is your companion on the way back to Allah. It is the bridge between your old life and your new one. It is the doorway to a chapter written with more clarity, more purpose, more strength, and more faith. You are not drowning. You are being lifted. You are not breaking. You are breaking open. You are not ending. You are beginning. You are not being abandoned. You are being rebuilt. You are not lost. You are being guided. And you are not depressed. You are being resurrected. And resurrection always starts with heaviness. Let your heart rest for a moment. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing slow down. Because what you are feeling today is something sacred, something holy, something written for you long before you were born. You see, heaviness doesn't enter the heart without a reason. Pain doesn't visit the soul without a purpose. Tears don't fall without Allah counting every one of them. Sometimes Allah allows heaviness to enter your life because He is removing everything that does not belong in your future. And when Allah removes, He replaces with better, always. But the removal feels heavy before the replacement feels light. The heart is like a room. When Allah wants to fill it with something beautiful, He first clears the space. He removes the old furniture. He dusts the corners. He takes out the things you forgot were there. He sweeps away the pieces you didn't even know were broken. And during this cleaning, the room looks messy. It looks chaotic. It looks worse before it looks better. Your heart is the same. Right now, Allah is cleaning your heart. And the cleaning feels like heaviness. You're not broken, you're being decluttered. You're not empty, you're being prepared. You're not weak, you're being softened. You're not lost, you're being redirected. You're not stuck, you're being repositioned for something greater. And that is why the heaviness came. Not to crush you, but to move you, to push you, to wake you, to guide you. Because sometimes the heart only rises after it falls to its knees. Your tears today are not signs of weakness. They are signs of cleansing. Your silence today is not a sign of emptiness. It is a sign of deep spiritual processing. Your tiredness today is not a sign of burnout. It is a sign that Allah is pulling you out of an old season and into a new one. Sometimes Allah makes you feel heavy because He is pulling things out of your heart that were never meant to stay there. Pain you ignored, words that hurt you, memories that scarred you, people who drained you, choices that wounded you, expectations that broke you. You carried all of it for years, quietly, patiently, silently, until one day your heart whispered, I cannot hold this anymore. And Allah responded, my servant, let me take it from you. That moment, that invisible moment, is when resurrection begins. You don't see it at first. You only feel heaviness. You feel tired. You feel slow. You feel confused. You feel emotional. You feel sensitive. You feel lost between who you were and who you are becoming. It feels like the old you is dying, but the new you is not born yet. And that is exactly what resurrection is. A space between death and rebirth. A space where the soul is silent, but deeply alive. A space where the heart feels weak, but is actually strengthening. A space where nothing makes sense, but everything inside you is being rearranged. This is why you feel heavy. This is why you feel tired. This is why you feel different. Your soul is crossing a bridge from one chapter of your life to another. And bridges always feel unsteady. But keep walking, my dear one. Because the heaviness you feel today is the sign that you are almost there. Allah's not breaking you. He is breaking the shell that trapped you. You are not collapsing. You are outgrowing a version of yourself that could not survive your future. You are not dying inside. You are shedding the emotional skin that became too tight for your soul. You are not losing your identity. You are discovering the one Allah always intended for you. Heaviness is the feeling right before the heart opens, right before clarity comes, right before peace returns, right before Allah lifts you higher than ever before. A tree does not grow without breaking the ground first. A river does not appear without carving through rock. A believer does not rise without Allah softening the heart. And that softening can feel like falling apart, but you are not falling apart. You are falling into place, and very soon you will look back and say, Ya Allah, this heaviness was actually you bringing me back to life. Allah breaks what will hurt you later. My dear brother, my dear sister, there are moments in your life when you feel something breaking inside you and you don't understand why. You feel a sudden shift, a sudden sadness, a sudden distance from people, places, and habits that once felt familiar. You begin to wonder, why is Allah letting this happen? Why does this relationship feel heavy now? Why is this path closing? Why am I losing things I thought I needed? And sometimes you ask yourself with tears, what did I do wrong? My dear one, you did nothing wrong. What you are feeling is not punishment. It is not rejection. It is not Allah turning away from you. It is Allah breaking something before it breaks you. Allah breaks the things that would hurt you later. He breaks the doors that would lead you to pain. He breaks the attachments that would weaken your heart. He breaks the plans that would blind your purpose. He breaks the relationships that would poison your peace. Allah breaks so you do not break. But when something is breaking, it doesn't feel like protection. It feels like pain. It feels like loss. It feels like confusion. It feels like your chest is being pulled in two different directions. You feel like you're losing your grip. You feel like your heart is cracking. You feel like your spirit is tired of holding on. But let me tell you a secret, my dear one. When Allah breaks something in your life, He is not taking it away to hurt you. He is removing it because He saw something ahead that you could not see. He saw betrayal you didn't notice. He saw heartbreak you didn't deserve. He saw pain you were blind to. He saw a path that looked beautiful now, but would crush you later. He saw what you could not see, and He acted from mercy, not from anger. Allah loves you too much to let you walk into a fire that would burn your soul. And so He breaks the match before the flame can start. But you only see the broken match. You do not see the fire. He saved you from, my dear one, sometimes what you call loss is actually rescue. Sometimes what you call rejection is protection. Sometimes what you call pain is preparation. Allah removes what your future cannot hold. He removes people whose loyalty is temporary. He removes comfort that keeps you stagnant. He removes desire that distract your heart. He removes opportunities that would pull you away from Him. Allah breaks what would break your destiny. And even though it hurts today, your heart will thank Him tomorrow. Sometimes He will let a friendship fall apart because your heart was shrinking just to fit into their world. Sometimes He will allow someone to leave because their presence was blocking the person He meant for you. Sometimes He will close a door because behind it was a darkness you were too innocent to see. Sometimes He will let a plan collapse because the version of you who created that plan was not the version of you Allah's building now. And sometimes Allah will let your heart crack because something poisonous was growing inside it and He wants to take it out. You see, my dear one, when Allah wants to elevate you, He first removes what weighs you down. He breaks the chains you thought were bracelets. He breaks the illusions you mistook for guidance. He breaks the comfort you called home, but He called imprisonment. The breaking feels painful, but the meaning behind it is beautiful. You are not losing anything that was meant for your soul. You are simply being freed from what was too small for the person you are becoming, because the version of you that Allah is shaping cannot be built on painful attachments, cannot be built on weak foundations, cannot be built on temporary people, cannot be built on dreams that were never yours. So Allah breaks them one by one, quietly, gently, mercifully, until your heart stands free again. My dear one, you felt like something was being taken from you, but in reality, something was being returned to you. Your clarity, your peace, your direction, your strength, your future, and your connection with Allah. You cried over what was broken, but you didn't see what was being protected. Allah broke what would hurt you later. Even if it hurts now, and very soon, you will look back and say with a soft smile, Ya Allah, thank you for breaking what I could not. Thank you for removing what I was too blind to leave. Thank you for saving me from what I thought I needed. The breaking was mercy. The breaking was love. The breaking was protection. And the breaking was the beginning of something beautiful. Let your heart breathe for a moment. You have carried so much, more than anyone knows, more than you ever admitted, more than you ever allowed yourself to feel. But Allah knows. Allah has always known. And that is why He breaks certain things, even when you beg Him to keep them, because He sees the storm that your eyes cannot see. He hears conversations your ears will never hear. He watches intentions. Your heart is too pure to detect. And so sometimes He breaks things early to save you later. You think you lost something, but Allah saved you from something. You think someone walked away, but Allah pulled them away because they were not written for your future. You think a door slammed shut, but Allah closed it because the path behind it would have exhausted your soul. You think your plans collapsed, but Allah protected you from a destiny that would have drained your spirit. You think your heart broke, but Allah shattered it gently. So the poison inside could finally come out. If Allah did not break it, you would have stayed attached. You would have kept trusting. You would have kept hoping. You would have kept damaging yourself with something or someone that was never meant to be yours. Allah loves you too much to let you destroy yourself. So He breaks what you cling to, not to punish you, but to free you. He breaks the relationship you prayed for because He heard conversations you didn't hear. He breaks your heart over someone because He saw their future and it did not include respecting you. He breaks your comfort zone because you were becoming smaller just to fit inside it. He breaks your plans because He's writing one that will take you further than your imagination ever could. He breaks your path because there was a trap ahead. He breaks your dreams because they were built from wounds, not wisdom. Allah sees everything. You see only the moment, and that is why the breaking hurts, because you don't see what He saved you from. You only see what He removed. But look deeper, my dear one. A gardener cuts branches not to kill the tree, but to help it grow. A doctor cuts the body not to harm the patient, but to remove the infection. A mother takes the knife from her child, not to be cruel, but to protect the child from hurting themselves. Allah does the same with your heart. He takes things away that would injure your soul. He cuts ties that would bleed you slowly. He breaks circles that kept you small. He removed people who would destroy your peace. Even if you cry, even if you beg, even if you don't understand, Allah protects you even from the things you want. Sometimes He says no because His yes is still on the way. Sometimes He closes a door because He is building a better one, quietly, silently, behind the scenes of your life. Sometimes He lets your heart break because a stronger, cleaner, purer heart is waiting inside you, but cannot appear until the old one cracks. You think the breaking is the end, but breaking is the beginning. Every broken seed turns into a garden. Every broken heart turns into wisdom. Every broken attachment turns into freedom. Every broken plan turns into redirection. Allah breaks what will hurt you later because He's protecting the future version of you that He loves just as deeply as He loves you now. A version of you that is more peaceful, more confident, more grounded, more connected to Allah, and more ready for the blessings that have your name on them. Yes, your name. Because Allah would never remove something unless He was preparing something better. You cried today, but you will thank Him tomorrow. You questioned today, but you will understand later. You feel the break now, but you will feel the healing soon. And when the day comes, you will look at your heart and whisper, Ya Allah, you broke it to protect it. You took things. I begged you for and replace them with things I never even knew to ask for. My dear one, Allah never breaks without purpose. He never removes without replacing, and He never takes without giving better. Trust the breaking, because behind it is the most beautiful protection you will ever experience. The restlessness in your heart is a divine message. My dear brother, my dear sister, there are times in life when something inside you starts to feel unsettled. You can't explain it. You can't point to anything specific. You can't find a clear reason. Yet the heart feels different, not broken, not empty, not lost, just restless. A restlessness that sits deep inside your chest like a quiet storm, like something is moving, but you can't see it. Like something inside you is trying to speak, but the words are not formed yet. You wake up in the morning and you feel the strange heaviness, not depression, not sadness. It's just a soft pressure that whispers something needs to change. You walk through your day and everything looks normal, but your soul feels like it's pacing inside you. You sit among people, yet feel disconnected. You smile with others, but something inside stays silent. You eat your meals, but the heart doesn't feel fed. You pray in sujood, and you feel something shaking inside you, like a seed pushing against the earth, trying to rise. This restlessness is not random. It is not weakness. It is not emotional confusion. It is a divine message. It is Allah calling your soul to something higher, something purer, something deeper, something new that your old life cannot hold. You may not understand it now, but when Allah wants to change your life, He first changes your heart. And the first sign of that change is restlessness. Not loud restlessness, not dramatic restlessness, just a soft discomfort that keeps returning. No matter how much you try to ignore it, this restlessness is your soul's way of saying, I don't belong in this place anymore. I cannot stay in this routine forever. I am ready for something more. I'm being called to something better. Restlessness is the spiritual nudge that only Allah can place inside you. It is a divine alarm clock that wakes you when the world cannot. It is the heart whispering, you have outgrown the chapter you're in. You may try to silence it by distracting yourself, by getting busy, by surrounding yourself with noise, by forcing yourself to feel normal. But the restlessness stays and it grows, because this is not just a feeling, this is communication from Allah. You feel restless around certain people because Allah is trying to pull you away from those who harm your inner peace. You feel restless in certain places because Allah is trying to show you that your spirit doesn't belong there anymore. You feel restless when doing certain habits because Allah wants you to step into a healthier version of yourself. You feel restless in your dunya goals because your akhirah is calling you gently. You feel restless in comfort because comfort began to damage your soul. You feel restless in silence because Allah wants you to listen. This restlessness is not the heart breaking, it is the heart waking. It is the soul stretching its wings. It is the heart preparing to rise. It is your inner world whispering, I was not created for the smallness anymore. Restlessness comes when Allah wants to move you from where you are to where you need to be. And before He moves your body and moves your heart, you may notice your sadness has changed, your patience has changed, your tolerance has changed, your desires have changed, your priorities have changed. Things you once tolerated now feel suffocating. People you once chased now feel draining. Habits you once enjoyed now feel empty. Conversations you once loved now feel meaningless. This is not you becoming cold. This is not you becoming distant. This is not you becoming antisocial. This is you being redirected. When Allah chooses you for growth, He makes the old life uncomfortable. And when Allah chooses you for elevation, He makes stagnation painful. Restlessness is the sign that your soul is being prepared for a level you have never touched before. It is the first cracking of the seed before the plant emerges. It is the first stirring of the ocean before the waves rise. It is the first whisper of dawn before the sun appears. This restlessness is spiritual. It is sacred. It is holy. It is Allah telling you, you were not created to stay where you are. You are meant to rise higher. You are meant to grow deeper. You are meant to walk a new path. And sometimes Allah uses restlessness to pull you into truth. You become restless when you are living for people instead of Allah. You become restless when you are ignoring the pain that needs healing. You become restless when you are holding on to something Allah wants you to release. You become restless when your life is too small for the destiny written for you. And the more you try to stay the same, the heavier the restlessness becomes. Because a heart that is meant to fly will always feel trapped in a cage. Your soul is not wrong. Your heart is not malfunctioning. Your emotions are not betraying you. They are guiding you, and very soon you will look back and realize that this restlessness was the first sign that Allah was preparing you for something you never expected. A shift, a blessing, a redirection, a new identity, a new chapter, a return to Him. This restlessness is the beginning of your transformation. Allah separates you before He elevates you. There comes a time in every believer's life when you suddenly feel disconnected from the people around you. You feel alone in rooms filled with faces. You feel quiet in places where you once laughed. You feel distant from the people you once felt close to. And you ask yourself, why do I feel like this? Why does it seem like everyone is leaving? Why don't I fit anywhere anymore? Why is Allah separating me from people who used to be part of my world? My dear one, you are not being abandoned. You are being elevated. Allah never elevates a heart while it is surrounded by noise, distractions, draining people, or attachments that would pollute the next chapter of your life. So before He lifts you higher, it pulls you away. Separation always comes before elevation. You feel people slipping away. You feel conversations fading. You feel relationships ending. You feel bonds weakening. You feel circles collapsing. You feel comfort disappearing. At first, it feels like loss. It feels like rejection. It feels like you are being pushed out. But in reality, you are being pulled in. pulled into your purpose, pulled into your destiny, pulled into a cleaner life, pulled into a stronger identity. Allah's not taking people away to punish you. He is removing them because they cannot walk into the future. He is preparing for you. Sometimes Allah sees people's hearts long before you do. He sees their jealousy. He sees their envy. He sees their insincerity. He sees their hidden intentions. He sees the masks they wear while you see the smiles they show. And Allah protects you by separating you, even if you don't understand, even if you cry, even if you feel broken, even if you beg Him to let them stay. Allah knows that keeping those people in your life would destroy your peace, break your focus, or delay your destiny. So He disconnects you from them to connect you to Him. You feel lonely because Allah wants your attention. You feel empty because Allah wants to fill you Himself. You feel quiet inside because Allah is preparing to speak to you. You think you're being pushed away, but you are being pulled closer. My dear one, Allah's separation is never random. Think back to your life and remember the people you cried for, the friendships you begged Allah to fix, the relationships you thought you needed, the circles you tried to hold on to. Look at where those people are today. Look at how different their paths are. Look at how differently they think. Look at where their choices led them. If Allah did not separate you then, you would not be the person you are today. Sometimes separation is salvation. Allah pulls you away from conversations that would corrupt your heart. It pulls you away from people who would drain your spirit. It pulls you away from environments that would weaken your faith. It pulls you away from habits that would poison your soul. Even if those people were kind, even if those places felt comfortable, even if those relationships felt familiar, not everything familiar is good for your heart. Not everyone who smiles is safe for your soul. Not everything that feels natural is meant to stay. Sometimes Allah has to break the bonds that were quietly breaking you. And the only way He can get your heart alone is by removing the people you were depending on, because elevation requires solitude. Elevation requires silence. Elevation requires space. Elevation requires a heart that is not crowded by dunya. And so Allah begins the process gently. First, you feel distant. Then you feel misunderstood. Then conversations feel shallow. Then gatherings feel exhausting. Then the people you once ran to become the people you want space from. Not because you hate them, but because your soul is shifting. Your soul is preparing for a level that they cannot breathe in. Sometimes their presence stops your growth. Sometimes their mindset blocks your elevation. Sometimes their energy limits your potential. Sometimes their habits pull you backward every time you try to rise. So Allah separates you to protect the transformation happening inside you. You may not feel it yet, but your heart is becoming deeper. Your vision is becoming clearer. Your purpose is becoming stronger. Your connection with Allah is becoming softer. Your identity is becoming purer. Elevation requires a version of you that those people cannot understand. If Allah allowed them to stay, you would shrink yourself to fit their world. You would dim your light so they feel comfortable. You would limit your growth to keep them close. You would silence your heart to match their level. Allah loves you too much to let you stay small, so He separates you, so He can elevate you. This is why prophets were isolated before they were raised. This is why Musa had to leave the palace. This is why Yusuf had to be taken from his home. This is why Maryam was sent away. This is why the Prophet ﷺ went to Cave Hira. Separation always comes before revelation. Isolation always comes before elevation. Distance always comes before destiny. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. My dear one, when Allah starts removing people, do not panic. Do not fight it. Do not try to force what is leaving. Let it go. Let them go. Let the chapter close. Because what is leaving would have hurt your future, and what is coming will heal your heart. Allah separates you so He can elevate you, and very soon you will understand why the weight you feel is pressure, not darkness. My dear brother, my dear sister, there are moments in your life when the heart feels unbearably heavy. You wake up tired before the day even begins. Your chest feels tight even when nothing is wrong around you. You sit with your thoughts and they feel louder than your voice. You breathe, but the breath feels thick. You walk, but it feels like you are carrying a mountain inside your chest. And in these moments, you quietly ask yourself, why do I feel like this? Why does everything feel heavy? Why does my heart feel full yet empty at the same time? Is something wrong with me? But my dear one, there is nothing wrong with you, not even a little. You are not drowning in darkness, you are being shaped by pressure. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is Allah's way of making something new inside you. You see, diamonds are formed under deep pressure. Seeds break open because of pressure. The womb prepares a child for birth through pressure. The earth holds mountains in place because of pressure. Pressure is nature's tool for transformation, and your heart is going through its own transformation. The weight you feel is not a sign of darkness. It is a sign that Allah is changing something inside you, something deep, something hidden, something sacred. Heaviness is not the death of the soul. Heaviness is the birth of a new soul. You feel this pressure because your heart is outgrowing its old shape. You feel this heaviness because your spirit is expanding. You feel this intensity because your old emotional skin is peeling away. Every time Allah wants to elevate you, He allows pressure to build inside your heart, not to hurt you, but to strengthen you, not to break you, but to prepare you. The weight you feel is the evidence that Allah is reshaping your inner world. Pressure makes you think deeply. Pressure makes you see clearly. Pressure makes you return to Allah sincerely. Pressure makes you leave sins you once held. Pressure makes you detach from people who damaged your peace. Pressure makes you grow in ways comfort never could. You feel heavy because you are being pushed toward a version of yourself that you do not even recognize yet. A version of you that is stronger, softer, wiser, and more connected to Allah. This heaviness is the soul waking up. This heaviness is the heart softening after being hardened. This heaviness is the pain leaving your body one layer at a time. This heaviness is Allah preparing you for a blessing your old self could not handle. My dear one, do not confuse pressure with punishment. Do not confuse heaviness with hopelessness. Do not confuse emotional weight with spiritual darkness. Your soul is not dying, it is stretching. Your heart is not collapsing, it is expanding. Your life is not falling apart, it is being reorganized. And pressure feels heavy before it feels beautiful. Think of a seed underground. It cannot see the sun. It cannot see the sky. It cannot see anything except darkness and soil pressing on it. And if the seed could speak, it might say, why does everything feel so heavy? Why am I being crushed? Why is this pressure suffocating me? But the seed doesn't know that this pressure is not its end. It is its beginning. The pressure is helping the seed crack open. The pressure is making space for the new life inside it. The pressure is preparing it to break the soil and rise toward the light. The seed thinks it is buried, but it is actually planted. My dear one, you are not buried in darkness. You are planted in transformation. The pressure you feel is helping something inside you open, helping something inside you grow, helping something inside you rise. You are being prepared for a chapter of your life that will look nothing like the chapters you suffered through, but pressure must come first. You may think you are stuck. You may think you are weak. You may think you are losing your spark. But Allah is building you quietly, deeply, silently. He is creating a version of you that can handle the blessings. He is getting ready to give you a version of you that won't collapse under stress. A version of you that won't break under pressure. A version of you that won't fall for the same tests. A version of you that will stand tall even in storms. Heaviness is the training ground for a heart that is destined to rise. And every believer who rose felt pressure before they felt peace. Yusuf felt pressure in the well. Musa felt pressure at the sea. Maryam felt pressure under the palm tree. The Prophet ﷺ felt pressure in the cave. Pressure was part of their elevation. Pressure was part of their purpose. And pressure is part of yours. You feel heavy because Allah is making you ready. You feel pressure because Allah is building capacity in you. You feel intense emotions because Allah is cleansing your heart from what was weighing you down. Pressure is removing the old you. Pressure is preparing the new you. Pressure is pushing you toward the destiny written for you. My dear one, the weight you feel is not a sign that you are lost in darkness. It is a sign that Allah is guiding you underneath the surface, where no one can see. The pressure inside you is the proof that something beautiful is about to grow. Allah is emptying you to fill you again. My dear brother, my dear sister, there are seasons in your life where you begin to feel hollow inside, not broken, not destroyed, just emptied. Your heart feels like it is slowly losing its old desires, its old attachments, its old emotions, its old excitement. its old dreams. And you sit with yourself wondering, why don't I feel the same anymore? Why am I losing interest in things that once gave me joy? Why do I feel disconnected from the world around me? Why is everything I once loved now slipping from my hands? My dear one, listen gently. You are not losing yourself. You are not becoming numb. You are not failing at life. Allah is emptying you. He is emptying your heart, one layer at a time, one memory at a time, one attachment at a time, one wound at a time. Not to leave you empty, but to prepare you for something better. Allah never empties a heart unless He plans to refill it with something more beautiful than what was there before. You may feel like you're losing everything, but you're actually making space for everything you prayed for. Before Allah gives you more, He takes away what is harming your soul. Before He blesses you, He removes what blocks the blessing. Before He places peace in your heart, He clears out what was disturbing it. Before He writes a new chapter, He erases the lines that were hurting you silently. Emptying always feels painful. Before it feels purposeful, you feel like you are being drained of your strength, your passion, your motivation, your clarity, your energy. But what you don't see is this: Allah is taking away what was slowly killing your spirit. Sometimes He empties your heart from a person who wounded you quietly. Sometimes He empties your life from a habit that was poisoning your peace. Sometimes He empties your routine from comforts that were holding your growth hostage. Sometimes He empties your path from distractions that were pulling you away from Him. And sometimes He empties your soul from emotions that were choking it. You feel this emptiness because your heart is being purified. You feel less attached because Allah is removing what was never meant to stay. You feel more sensitive because Allah is softening what had become too hard. You feel more quiet because Allah is cleaning what had become too loud. You feel more alone because Allah wants you to hear Him more clearly. He is emptying you so He can fill you with a better purpose, a better mindset, a better heart, a better identity, a better future, a better relationship with Him. My dear one, the emptiness you feel is the most misunderstood form of mercy. Everyone recognizes pain. Everyone recognizes heartbreak. Everyone recognizes sadness. But very few recognize the quiet emptiness that Allah sends just before a major blessing. Emptying is a divine reset. It is Allah saying, my servant, your heart has been carrying too much for too long. Let me lighten it for you. Your tears are not signs of weakness. They are signs of release. Your silence is not a sign of depression. It is a sign that Allah is taking you inward. Your lack of interest in dunya is not a sign that you are losing life. It is a sign that you are being redirected toward a life that suits your soul. There are things in your heart that you were never meant to hold. Fear, anxiety, jealousy, pain, old love, old memories, old wounds, old expectations. old disappointments. Allah's taking them out because they were occupying the space where your blessings were meant to land. Nothing new can enter a heart filled with old weight. Nothing fresh can grow in soil that is choked by old roots. Nothing divine can enter a heart cluttered with emotional noise. So Allah empties you slowly at first, quietly, softly, and then deeply. He removes what exhausts you. Even if you still cling to it, He removes what breaks you. Even if you think you need it, He removes what distracts you. Even if you believe you love it, Allah's removal is always for your protection, never for your harm. Sometimes Allah empties your hands so you can raise them in dua. Sometimes Allah empties your calendar so you can spend time with Him. Sometimes Allah empties your relationships so He can rebuild you with strength. Sometimes Allah empties your dreams so He can give you bigger ones that match the size of your destiny. Your heart is not dead, it is being cleaned. Your life is not ending, it is being rearranged. Your identity is not dissolving, it is being rediscovered. You are not being emptied to stay empty. You are being emptied to be filled again, filled with peace that stays, filled with faith that calms, filled with clarity that guides, filled with love that heals, filled with purpose that strengthens, filled with blessings that expand your soul. But emptiness comes first. You may feel like something inside you is being unplugged. Something is being shaken loose. Something is slowly melting away. Let it happen. Let Allah empty you. He is removing the version of you that was built from pain, so He can reveal the version of you that will be built from purpose. My dear brother, my dear sister, this empty feeling inside you is not a void. It is a vessel waiting to be filled by the one who knows exactly what your heart needs. The emptiness is not the end. It is the beginning of the most beautiful filling you will ever experience. Allah is emptying you to fill you again. The new you is being born in silence. My dear brother, my dear sister, there comes a moment in your spiritual journey when everything inside you becomes quiet. Not peaceful quiet, but a strange, deep silence. A silence that feels heavy. A silence that feels unfamiliar. A silence that makes you wonder, what is happening to me? Why do I feel so different? Why am I changing so quietly? You look at your old self and it feels distant, blurry, like a place your soul no longer belongs to. And you look at the new self that you are becoming, but it still feels unfinished, like a shape forming in the dark. You are standing between two worlds. You have outgrown who you were, but you have not fully stepped into who you are meant to become. This in-between stage is where the new you is born, and it always happens in silence. Not loud breakthroughs, not dramatic changes, not sudden miracles, just silence. A slow, gentle, sacred silence that Allah wraps around your heart while He reshapes you from the inside out. You may feel confused, you may feel lost, you may feel like you don't recognize yourself anymore. You may feel disconnected from the world. You may feel distant from people. You may feel like your soul is whispering something. that your mind cannot understand yet. But my dear one, you are not disappearing. You are emerging. You are not shutting down. You are unfolding. You are not losing yourself. You are meeting the real you for the first time. And this meeting requires silence. When Allah wants to reveal a new version of you, He takes you away from noise. Noise of the world, noise of people, noise of distractions, noise of old habits, noise of old environments, noise of old identities. He removes you from circles. You don't fit in anymore. He takes you out of conversations that no longer feed your soul. He distances you from people who would not understand the person you are becoming. He hides you because transformation needs privacy. A butterfly does not transform in sunlight. It transforms in darkness. Inside a cocoon, alone, silent, hidden. No one sees the process. No one sees the struggle. No one sees the wings being formed. No one sees the old self dissolving. People only see the butterfly. When the transformation is complete, you, my dear one, are inside your cocoon. Your silence is not emptiness, it is formation. Your isolation is not rejection, it is transformation. Your stillness is not laziness, it is preparation. You feel like you are withdrawing from the world, but in reality, you are withdrawing from who you used to be. You feel like you have nothing to say, but your soul is speaking to Allah in ways your tongue cannot. You feel like you don't fit anywhere because the new you has not been introduced to the world yet. If people do not understand you right now, it is because you are in a phase meant to be understood only by Allah. Your silence carries secrets that the world is not ready for. Your heart is being rewired. Your mind is being cleaned. Your spirit is being refreshed. Your wounds are being washed. Your vision is being sharpened. Your identity is being rebuilt. And this process requires isolation. If Allah kept you surrounded by people, you would never hear the whisper of the new version of you trying to breathe. You would drown in noise and miss the quiet signal that your soul has begun to rise. So Allah sends silence, divine silence, healing silence, transforming silence. And in this silence, you begin to notice subtle changes. You dislike what you used to enjoy. You crave what you used to ignore. You get tired by what you used to tolerate. You become sensitive to things that didn't affect you before. You feel emotionally full, but spiritually empty. You feel spiritually full, but emotionally overwhelmed. This contradiction is not confusion, it is rebirth. Your soul is learning how to live again, but in a cleaner, purer, more aligned way. The new you does not rush. The new you does not beg. The new you does not chase. The new you does not depend on people. The new you does not stay in places that dim your light. The new you does not accept what you were once desperate for. The new you is being born slowly inside the silence. Your heart is outgrowing its old emotional limits. Your spirit is breaking out of its old mental cage. Your life is shifting toward a version that matches your destiny, and you do not even realize how much you are changing, because Allah is transforming you in the gentlest way possible through silence. Your nights feel different. Your prayers feel different. Your breathing feels different. Your tears feel different. Your thoughts feel different. Your dreams feel different. Everything is changing quietly, like dawn rising behind the mountains before the world wakes up. Rebirth is not loud. It is slow. It is subtle. It is sacred. You are in that sacred phase. And Allah is telling you, my servant, do not fear this silence. Inside this silence, I am building the strongest version of you. Every ending you faced was part of this birth. Every person who left was part of this birth. Every disappointment was part of this birth. Every tear was part of this birth. Every heartbreak was part of this birth. Your old self had to die for the new you to breathe. And right now, you are breathing differently. Not loudly, not proudly, not publicly, but quietly, softly, spiritually, silently. You are being rewritten. And when the time is right, you will emerge from this silence like a butterfly from its cocoon, like a dawn from the night, like a believer reborn with purpose. And the world will see a version of you that even you did not know was possible. But for now, remain in the silence. Respect it. Honor it. Do not fight it, because in this silence, a new you is being shaped by the one who loves you most. My dear brother, my dear sister, silence is a strange companion. It makes you uncomfortable at first. It makes you restless. It makes you think something is wrong. It makes you feel like you are losing your spark. It makes you wonder if you are falling behind. But that is only because you do not yet understand what is happening inside you. Silence is not empty. It is full of healing, full of change, full of rearranging, full of meaning, full of preparation. Silence is the spiritual surgery Allah performs on your heart without your permission, without your awareness, without your understanding, but always with His mercy. Sometimes Allah heals you in ways you only understand months or years later. Right now, you feel slow. You feel quiet. You feel withdrawn. You feel like your emotions are tangled inside your chest. But my dear one, Allah is not making you quiet to punish you. He is making you quiet so He can speak to you without interruption. Noise makes you blind. Silence makes you see. People distract you. Silence reveals you. Crowds confuse you. Silence clarifies you. Your old life pulls you backward. Silence pushes you forward. You think you are alone, but you are not. You are with Allah in a way you have never been before. You may not feel Him the way you used to. You may not cry the way you did. You may not feel emotional in dua the way your heart wishes. But Allah is not distant. He is deeply, quietly near. Your soul is being rewired to feel Him differently, not through emotional highs, but through spiritual maturity. The silence you fear is the silence Allah is using to rebuild you from within. Your heart has been wounded. Your trust has been shaken. Your identity has been tested. Your spirit has been stretched. Your emotions have been exhausted. Allah knows this. Allah has seen your quiet tears. Allah has watched the way you pick yourself up even when you feel too tired to rise. Allah has counted every moment You pretended to be okay while your heart was aching. He knows how deeply life has touched you. He knows how much you've carried in silence. He knows how many times you forced a smile because you didn't want to worry anyone. And that is why Allah brought you into a new silence, a healing silence, a silence where the old you can finally rest, a silence where the new you can begin to breathe. Silence is the womb of the soul. Just like a baby grows in darkness, in quiet, in stillness, your soul is growing the same way. And just like a mother cannot speed up the process, nor skip the discomfort, nor avoid the stretching, you also cannot rush your rebirth. Some days you will feel empty. Some days you will feel lost. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel confused. Some days you will feel hopeful. Some days you will feel calm. This inconsistency is not a sign of failure. It is the sign of a soul under construction. Allah is rebuilding you piece by piece, layer by layer, moment by moment. He is rebuilding your faith. He is rebuilding your patience. He is rebuilding your self-worth. He is rebuilding your emotional strength. He is rebuilding your trust in Him. He is rebuilding your identity. He is rebuilding your future. And just like construction sites look messy before they look beautiful, your heart feels messy right now because it is turning into something beautiful. You are not supposed to understand everything yet. You are not supposed to have clarity yet. You are not supposed to feel complete yet. The cocoon is not the final form. Your silence is temporary. Your stillness is temporary. Your withdrawal is temporary. Your confusion is temporary. Your heaviness is temporary. But your transformation, that will last forever. Do you know why Allah hides you before He elevates you? Because people do not appreciate half-built blessings. People do not respect unfinished versions of you. People misjudge you when you are still healing. People misunderstand your quietness when you are still forming. Allah hides you so no one can interrupt the work He is doing in you. He hides your heart so no one can touch it. While He repairs it, He hides your emotions so no one can manipulate them while He strengthens them. Hides your identity so no one can mislabel you while He reveals the truth of who you are. You are not being ignored. You are being protected. Allah is keeping you behind the curtain until the moment you are ready to walk onto the stage of your destiny. And when you appear, you will not look like the person who disappeared. You will appear with more wisdom, more maturity, more clarity, more strength, more faith, more calmness, more light. The new you will be someone you are proud of and someone Allah is pleased with. But for now, you are in the quiet part of your story, the hidden part, the private part, the lonely part, the silent part. This private phase is not a punishment. It is the protection before your elevation. And when the world finally sees you again, they will say, something has changed in you. You look different. You sound different. You feel different. You carry yourself differently. But only you will know what happened in the silence. Only you will know how deeply Allah held your heart. Only you will know how gently Allah rebuilt you Only you will know how much you grew in the dark. Only you will know how many silent nights shaped you. Because new versions of the soul are never born in front of people. They are born in silence between you and Allah alone. Allah is bringing you back to life. My dear brother, my dear sister, come close for a moment. Let your shoulders rest. Let your heart breathe. Let the world fall silent around you. Because what I am about to tell you is not just a message, it is a whisper from your Lord. A whisper so gentle, so loving, so full of mercy, that only a tired heart can truly hear it. You have felt lost for so long. You have felt stuck. You have felt heavy. You have felt confused. You have felt distant from yourself, and sometimes even from Allah. But my dear one, you are not dying inside. You are not fading away. You are not being abandoned. You are not being forgotten. You are being brought back to life slowly, gently, softly, patiently, mercifully. Every pain you endured, every tear you hid, every disappointment you carried, every heartbreak you survived, every silent prayer you whispered, every night you couldn't sleep, every moment you thought, I can't do this anymore. Allah saw all of it. Not a single sigh was wasted. Not a single tear was ignored. Not a single pain was meaningless. Allah took all of it, every part, and turned it into the soil from which your new life will grow. You think you are breaking? Now you are blooming. You think you are falling apart? Now you are falling together. You think you are losing everything? Now you are being emptied. So Allah can fill you again. There is a spark inside you. Weak, maybe. Quiet, maybe. Flickering, maybe, but still alive. Allah is blowing on that spark. He is reviving it. He is awakening it. He is making it glow again. This heaviness you feel, this exhaustion, this confusion, this numbness, it is not the sign of a dying soul. It is the sign of a soul being reset. You are in the sacred space between who you were and who you are becoming. And Allah is whispering to your heart, my servant, you are not alone. You are being guided. You are being healed. You are being rebuilt. You are being revived. You may not feel the revival yet. You may still feel tired. You may still feel disconnected. You may still feel like nothing is moving. But healing is not always loud. Revival is not always dramatic. Miracles are not always sudden. Sometimes Allah brings you back to life quietly, like the way dawn replaces darkness, without any sound, like the way flowers open, without any noise, like the way your heartbeat continues, without you noticing. You are being revived in ways you cannot see. Just look at your heart, how it still longs for Allah, even when it feels distant. Look at your soul, how it still wants goodness, even when it feels weak. Look at your character, how you still care, even after being hurt. Look at your dreams, how they still whisper inside you, even after everything you lost. Revival is already happening. You just haven't recognized it yet. Allah is bringing back your strength, your clarity, your peace, your purpose, your faith, your calmness, your direction, piece by piece, layer by layer, moment by moment. You see, my dear one, Allah does not bring someone back to life In a single moment, He revives them the way rain revives the earth, drop by drop. You may not notice the changes now, but soon you will look back and realize, I am not who I was. Allah changed me quietly. You will notice your heart feels lighter, your mind feels clearer, your soul feels softer, your tears feel healing, your thoughts feel calmer, your prayers feel deeper, your breath feels easier. This is the beginning of your resurrection. You thought Allah was silent, but He was working. You thought Allah was distant, but He was holding you. You thought Allah was ignoring you, but He was healing you. Sometimes Allah hides His work because the process is sacred. Sometimes Allah hides His miracles because they are too precious to be exposed to the world. Sometimes Allah hides His healing because He wants you to discover that He was with you even when you felt alone. My dear one, you are being reborn. The old you, the one who carried all that pain, the one who lived in fear, the one who begged for people, the one who settled for less, the one who tolerated disrespect, the one who stayed silent, the one who doubted themselves, the one who broke quietly. That version of you is fading. A new you is rising, not loudly, not publicly, not dramatically, but gently, silently, divinely. Allah is bringing you back to life in a way that will humble you, soften you, and strengthen you all at the same time. This is your soul has been waiting for. You are not ending, you are beginning. You are being shaped into someone your future needs, into someone your du'as require, into someone your destiny demands, into someone Allah is proud of. This revival will not be rushed. It will be slow. It will be deep. It will be real. It will clean your wounds without reopening them. It will strengthen your heart without hardening it. It will expand your soul without overwhelming it. Allah is bringing you back to life, and no one can stop what He has already started. If you reach the end of this video, then your heart has just traveled through a journey that Allah Himself planned for you. Nothing you heard today was by accident. Nothing you felt was random. Nothing that touched your chest came from me. It came from the one who knows your soul better than you do. You may have started this video tired, lost, heavy, restless, confused, maybe even broken. But look at you now. Your heart is softer. Your mind is calmer. Your breath is deeper. Your soul is lighter. Something inside you shifted. Even if you cannot describe it yet. You didn't just listen to a message today. You received a reminder from the one who created your heart. And He is telling you as softly as the wind, as gently as the dawn, my servant, I never left you. You were being reshaped. You were being protected. You were being carried, even when you didn't feel me. So tonight, before you sleep, whisper one dua. Ya Allah, I surrender my past. I trust my present. And I place my future in your hands. And sleep knowing that your story is not over. Your light is not gone. Your heart is not finished. Your journey is not stuck. You are still rising. You are still healing. You are still transforming. You are still being written into something beautiful. Remember, my dear one, Allah does not bring a soul to the edge of breakdown unless He is preparing it for a breakthrough. The new you is coming. The healed you is coming. The peaceful you is coming. The guided you is coming. The blessed you is coming. And when that day arrives, you will look back and whisper, Ya Allah, thank you for every tear that led me back to you. If this message touched your heart, then keep walking with us. There are more reminders coming, more healing coming, more truth coming, more light coming. Until then, take care of your heart, take care of your faith, and take care of the beautiful soul Allah is bringing back to life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.